Sega.
In this video, we're going to cover the heroes of the Hierarchy, our heavy-handed alien invaders. The Hierarchy heroes are Newfi, Orlok, and Kamal Rex. Newfi is a treacherous alien who sold out his entire race for a position in the Hierarchy command. He's devious and crafty, and his combat abilities reflect that attitude. Newfi attacks with a set of energy claws that can cut through most materials. When used on vehicles, he actually latches onto the vehicle, draining energy from the target over time, during which he's phased and unable to be attacked. This is very useful because he can still use his other powers while he's in this state. First up is Tendrils. Tendrils is an anti-air ability that pulls all nearby enemy aircraft out of the air and grounds them for a limited time. Grounded aircraft can be attacked as if they were ground vehicles until the effect wears off. Paranoia, his second ability, unleashes a wave of terror out from Newfi that affects all units, making them see enemies everywhere. Paranoia-afflicted units will shoot at everything and anything around them until the effect wears off. Next is Orlok, the Hierarchy's heavy hitter and frontline combat unit. In his default stance, Orlok uses a medium-range shoulder cannon to tackle both air and ground targets. His Endure ability abandons the shoulder cannon for additional armor, which renders Orlok almost immune to most damage. In either stance, Orlok also has a close-range Matter Crusher beam, which fuels his siege cannon. Orlok can use any resource material or enemy unit as fuel for the siege cannon, which can hold up to 5 salvos at any time. When siege is used, Orlok teleports in long-range cannons, which can hit any revealed location on the map. Since Orlok is relatively slow, his ability to bombard the enemies allows him to impact a battle without putting himself in direct danger. Finally, we have Kamal Rex, the Hierarchy commander. Kamal is a very nasty and versatile unit with a host of abilities and combat powers. His regular attack is a force wave that travels along the ground, knocking enemies around and exploding when it reaches its target. Kamal has two very powerful abilities, Abduct and Force Wall. Abduct targets an area of friendly or enemy units and sends them directly up into orbit for collection by the Hierarchy resource ships. Not only are these units removed from play, but the Hierarchy also gets resources from them as if they harvested them. His second ability, Force Wall, creates a field of energy that blocks enemy movement and fire, while your units can move and shoot freely through it. This comes in handy when facing off against many attackers and countering weapons like redirection or enemy radiation cascades.
Rated Teen. Sega.
Today's video is all about the three Masari heroes, Kairos, Zessus, and Altea. The Masari have some of the trickiest heroes on any faction, which when used correctly can instantly turn the tables on your enemies. Like all Masari units, all three Masari heroes also gain dark matter armor while the faction is in dark mode, making them even harder to destroy. First up is Lord Kairos, the Masari's frontline combat hero. In battle, Kairos uses a close-range punch blade that can cut through most ground targets with ease. The attack will also either burn or slow enemies, depending on what energy the Masari embrace. For abilities, Kairos has one staple ability available in either mode and one that switches depending on what energy the Masari embrace at the time. Frenzy is Kairos' staple ability. When used, Kairos gets a boost in attack and movement speed, allowing him to rapidly close and eliminate enemy targets. While in light mode, Kairos has Blaze of Glory, which burns everything around him for constant damage. In dark mode, Kairos has Dark Vortex. This tornado of energy can pick up lighter units, damaging them and throwing them away from Kairos. Combined with Frenzy, Kairos can vacuum up a large number of enemy forces very quickly. Next we have Altea, the Masari Queen. Altea has no direct weapons, but does have an aura of healing and negation around her at all times. rendering all Masari objects near her immune to mind control, virus, radiation, and any other negative effects. Altea has two very powerful abilities, Peace and Unmake. Peace prevents and erases all enemy weapons fire from a given area around her, negating even super weapons in the process. Unmake freezes all enemies in an area and damages them over time. Enemies receive funds back as if the units were never built in the first place. When used in conjunction with each other, Altea can run into an area, create a peaceful bubble, and then unmake everything in the bubble in complete safety. Finally, we come to Zessus, the Masari Prince. The fastest of the Masari heroes, Zessus uses a guided glaive weapon to hit air and ground targets. The glaive cuts through everything in its path, damaging all enemies on its travel arc. Like Kairos, Zessus' glaive will also burn or slow, depending on the mode the Masari are in. Also like Kairos, Zessus has one staple ability and one that changes depending on the energy the Masari embrace. Zessus' staple ability is Teleport. This takes Zessus and any objects around him, friend or enemy, and teleports them to another location on the map. This can even be used on super weapons, delivering them right back to the enemy that launched them if you time it well. When embracing light, Zessus also has Explode, which does just what the name implies, explodes, blowing up anything around him. In Dark, Zessus has Dark Miasma. This is a channeled ability that reduces the sight range and movement speed of every enemy on the entire map. It's a good overall effect to have running, especially in a team game environment when you don't need him from moment to moment. The main factions. Each hero is unique in the role they fill within their respective armies, and each has abilities that work well in conjunction with different strategies each faction can utilize. Heroes are powerful, but they won't win battles single-handedly. Today we're going to show off Novus' heroes. These are the Founder, Mirabelle, and Vertigo. The Founder is Novus' leader. He's a dynamic unit that can switch between two different modes, Prowess and Performance. In Prowess, the Founder is slow and tough, able to smash light units and deliver heavy attacks on others. While in this mode, he can also use his Reconstruct ability to convert any junk around him directly into Ohm robots. This allows him to smash enemies and then immediately use the wreckage to bolster Novus' own army. Switching to Performance, the Founder becomes incredibly fast, zipping all over the map. His special ability in this mode is Signal Tap. When used, the Founder connects to the entire Novus network, acting as a flow terminal. Combined with his speed, this allows the Founder to rush into enemy areas, connect to the network, and flow an entire army to his location. Next up is Mirabelle, Novus' heroine, and her sentient armor suit Victor. Mirabelle is the closest thing Novus has to a stand-up fighting unit, but even she is vulnerable to sustained attacks. Fortunately, Mirabelle is agile. Her pulse rifle has great range against both air and ground targets, and she has a boost ability to quickly move around the battlefield. She can even cross water while boosting, so it's easy to get her where she needs to be in order to use her for best effect. Mirabelle's abilities are Missile Barrage and Snipe. Snipe is an extremely useful long-range, single-shot attack that does heavy damage to the target and can pass through multiple targets if you've lined them up. The Missile Barrage is a ground-based area effect attack that can easily soften up multiple targets in one salvo and destroy light enemies outright. Used in conjunction with other units, you can quickly decimate groups with this ability. Our third Novus hero is Vertigo, our flying observation and attack unit. Vertigo is cloaked from normal sight, so you can scout with him easily if the enemy isn't using any stealth detection. Vertigo's main weapon is a railgun cannon, which can be used to hit multiple targets as well, just like Mirabelle's Snipe. Ability-wise, Vertigo has viral control and upload-download. Viral control is used in conjunction with viruses from the Corruptor unit. Any virused enemy can be virally controlled by Vertigo. This is very useful against groups of enemies where you can take control of one of the more threatening units and turn it against their own faction, creating chaos amongst their own ranks. Upload-download allows Vertigo to store any friendly unit in its data buffer and transport it to another location. Since Vertigo is a cloaked unit, this means you can invisibly transport key objects or heroes around the map, allowing Novus to expand or strike unseen in rapid fashion.